So, well, thank you for your time. Well, it is what it is. It's not the best time to be after a match, but how do you feel right now?
How I feel, a lot of emotions inside me, like mostly I think disappointment and frustration just because we know that we didn't play our game, like I kind of the same demons came like against BBL, I think. Not much to say, like we lost to ourselves, I think, today.
Okay, and well, you had an amazing run on group stage or Swiss stage, but do you think you feel more confident before the first match of playoff?
I think yeah, obviously like the group stage like was flawless for us. Like we didn't sweat that much, so obviously we went fully confident, into this game. But I think we just lost like kind of the pace of the game. Like we started really confident. We won the first rounds instead of like keeping like the flow. Keeping the confidence going. We kind of crumbled. We lost the confidence after some rounds, some silly mistakes, micro decisions, and after that we just lost a lot of energy, I think.
Okay. Well, related to the format of the tournament, do you think that you have an advantage or disadvantage when we are talking about you had some warm up on Swiss stage, but in the other hand, your rival on the previous match have time to prepare and do anti-strat, but what do you prefer in your position?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like there is gonna be, ups and downs. We had the warm up, like you said. We felt the stage, we felt the vibe of the viewers and fans. So it was just amazing. We warmed up, but as you say, they came prepared. They had some cool stuff. But what do I prefer? I think I prefer group stage. I think I prefer to live the moment. It's nice to go flawless run like we did in group stage, rather than just waiting a long time. And you don't know what's gonna happen. So yeah, I'll choose group stage. I think any day of the week.
Okay, and how you feel on the server? Because for sure they prepare against you and your teammates. Do you think or you feel on the rounds that they have like anti-strat or they change things? What is your opinion or thinking about that?
To be honest, on Haven, their defense, I don't think they changed a lot. They did everything that we expected, from our preparations. Maybe in their attack, I think they changed a little bit. We got caught off guard a few times, by like their tempo switches and stuff like this. But I think it was more because of us. We kind of had the read, but like we kind of got still caught off guard. I think we had like a little bit brain fog. And so yeah, like the preparations were really good. I think most of the times we had like we were a bit step forward, but I think we were missing a lot of shots today individually, and also like we weren't like ready uh, for some like contact plays and stuff like this.
Okay, yeah, as you say and your team say on the conference, you were ready for that, but the things were not in the place for saying in some way. But there were a lot of rounds, too many clutch rounds, and too many like the neon was just jumping around and getting kills. Do you think you were prepared for that? Or it was more a scenario of nervous and anxiety about that?
Um, I don't think it was like some anxiety. I think it was just more like lack of preparation against this type of team. Like you don't have much experience in Europe. There is not many teams, like we said on conference, not many teams playing this kind of style. Not many teams playing here. As well in Chile. Like when we've been practicing, we've been looking for teams that play double duelist, but to be honest, nobody plays the style they do. So it was kind of we had to adapt on the fly. We knew what's going to happen, but in the end, it's like it's still really annoying to play against. You if you don't hit like your first bullets, if you don't manage to counter him in first second, then they have big upper hand. Because they're really
Yeah.
fast, and Neon is like it's just like a meta. It's really that's why people abuse it because it's really hard to counter for now. We've been looking for solutions. I think we found it, but today wasn't our brightest day in like individual performance. I think if we could shut him down, kill him many more times, and win the clutches, I think it could go through three maps, as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, but there is time uh, yet to bounce back and get that win on the lower. But I'm wanna talk more about Haven. Uh, since kickoff, you were playing Heaven, and this is the first time that you lost that map. In the case you weren't lost that match, what was the
Sorry.
expect? Yeah, if in the case that you had won the first map, will you have changed your composition for Corrode?
No, no, no. I mean, it doesn't work like this in
Okay.
Valorant, Like the composition was prepared already for a longer time. It's not like we did it yesterday or something. This is something we've been working on. Like this is something we've been confident on. I believe we had a really good game plan. And if we won the Haven, I think it would just give us more confidence boost, and probably we would have shown better gameplay, on Corral for sure.
Okay, yeah, for sure you have a game plan with that composition, but I'm talking about related to, is that a composition that you were like hiding and expecting to show on in the next match on the next bracket, or you already want to show that?
This comp was already ready for like any game. In the
Okay.
group stage as well, we had it ready. Teams just didn't pick it. Like we know we showed the composition, we showed many rounds on kickoff in this comp. We felt like it's like a good time to change it. There is a lot of anti-strat that's gonna come if we keep playing the comp we played. We played like quadruple overtime against Fnatic and stuff.
Yeah.
So we just prepared it. It was there ready for the group stage already. We were just waiting for people to pick it, against us.
Yeah, and how you mentioned about the Fnatic match, I feel like you had a lot of maps that were very close. Do you think that is something related to Gentlemates, or it's more about what the enemy is going to show and present on the server?
Good question. I mean, close maps are usually because the game is close. Like both teams are good, maybe on the map, or maybe some teams are making more mistakes. I believe we had like many like maps where we also stomp. I didn't think about this, but like mostly when there were close games, like against Fnatic and against BBL, so far from these best of fives, in kickoff in grand finals, I think we lost to ourselves. We were crumbling a little bit about under pressure, in these maps. So I would say when it gets to close games, I think it's mostly against us. Like we're really good at playing, but like sometimes we just hesitate too much and we're losing like very silly rounds.
Okay, okay, yeah, makes sense. And well, talking about other stuff, do you remember what was your last tier one international map or match
It was in Koi, in Lokin, in Brazil,
in Brazil? How
right?
how do you feel if you compare that coin match on lock-in and right now on Gentlemate?
I mean, I think there is no comparison. First of all, in locking in Brazil, there was no fans. There was audience, but in our game, first of all, there was nobody watching in the arena. Second of all, it's completely different team. I think in this team, I'm way more comfortable. Obviously, I'm way more experienced now, way more mature. I'm like having way different role now. I'm as a captain, of the team. So
Yeah.
many things change. I would say it's like a 360, completely, like 180 maybe or whatever.
Yeah.
But like it's much much different. I would say like to compare those games.
Okay, great. And my last question is, we have seen you as initiator, more specific scan initiator with Sova and Fade, but is there a chance to see you with an agent pool more diverse?
There's always a chance. I think it's mostly towards the meta. Obviously, I'm not gonna play duelist in double duelist meta. I need to be the scan initiator. Like it fits me as an IGL. It also makes more sense for me to get the role in the meta. But probably in the future, like you don't know what meta comes. I can play many different agents. I played them already in the
Yeah.
past. It just need to be decided. Let's see what meta gonna be there, for the rest of the year.
Okay, great. Thanks for your answer and good luck for
Thank
your
you.
next match.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.